11 Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League. Welcome to the Battle of the Birds tonight in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It's Sunday night on 11 Sports, and tonight we've got Baltimore and Sioux Falls alongside Charles Doherty. I am Cameron Irvine. How you doing tonight, Charles?
I'm doing great. This is going to be a very exciting game. Baltimore is at the top of the hill, undefeated. Everyone else in the SFL is gunning for them. I think Sioux Falls has a shot, but if they're going to beat them, they're going to have to be firing on all cylinders.
Baltimore and Sioux Falls coming up. Coin toss is next as the Sparrows wearing their all black uniforms tonight. Baltimore, they're all whites, red numbers, black trim. And Sioux Falls wins the coin toss. Tyree's happy about that. They want to defer to the second half, and that means the Hall of Famer Mike Dazzo's going to get the ball first. Charles, your keys to the game.
Yeah, like I said at the start, in order for Sioux Falls to take this game, they're going to have to be firing on all cylinders. The problem is Baltimore is extremely strong on both sides of the ball. And again, they're going to have to, I believe, they're going to have to pressure the quarterback, and they're going to have to get some turnovers. If they don't do that, it's going to be a run and shoot. And if that happens, Baltimore's got the edge.
All right, back down on the field. We're ready for kickoff. This is leading us into the nightcap of the Simulation Football League. 5 games consecutive here on the 11 Sports Network. We have had a fun day, exciting action, and here we go. The ball's on the tee. Kick it. We're underway from South Dakota. From the 8-yard line, Giovanni Bolt on the return, and he'll get up to just the 27. Mike Dazzo will come out, and we will get to see this Baltimore offense first, led by number 7.
Yeah, led by number 7, Hall of Famer Mike Dazzo. Along with Mike Dazzo, the other 2 key players on offense I see are T-Roy Gaines and also Lloyd Graham. They're both leading the league in their respective positions.
4 seconds in, settle in. It's going to be a wild ride if this game is anything like the games we've seen so far today. The first pass is out to T-Roy Gaines, got a block, and Gaines picks up 5 out to the 32-yard line. T-Roy Gaines, another one of those multi-dimensional backs, Charles, out of the SFL.
Yeah, what can you say about him other than he's number 2 in yards in the league, number 1 in rushing touchdown, and number 2 in total yards. He does it all. He catches it and he runs it, and he's really, really hard to bring down.
C. Roland 84 in the chat says, I've been pumped up for this all day, and that's because he is one of the newest players on the field tonight. Gaines, no gain on the play. Polar opposite of Gaines as John Barnhart and company makes the tackle for Sioux Falls.
Yeah, also, you can't forget Jose Fuentes is involved in this, and they're going to have to get more of that in order to get the edge on this game.
3rd and 5 at the 32-yard line for Baltimore, trying to avoid a 3-and-out on the road. They're going to run it to Gaines right up the middle, and Gaines isn't going to get there. A 2-yard pickup. That's not going to be enough. Alex Parker and company, along with Nick Fargo, on the stop. And how about that? Sioux Falls against the unbeaten Vultures at home on their first defensive possession, get a 3-and-out.
Yeah, interesting call on 3rd down, but hey, they've got a lot of confidence on their offensive line for run blocking and also on T-Roy Gaines, but a small victory here for Sioux Falls. Let's see what they can do when they get the ball.
On 4th down, the punt is away from Pablo Gates. A.J. Levy's the returner for Sioux Falls. Got a nice block there, makes a man miss. Levy up to the 39-yard line. Pretty nice return, and will set up Sioux Falls in tremendous field position, and that gives us a chance to meet the 8-season veteran, Julian Tyree. Charles, we were talking in pregame about how Tyree and Dazzo had been chasing each other back and forth all career long in terms of their all-time achievements.
Yeah, definitely. He's been here for 8 seasons. Right now he's behind passing touchdowns. He's number 3 for career. Passing yards, number 2. But also on the bad side, interceptions, he's number 2 career.
1st and 10 at the 39. Tyree drops back to pass, hits Colin Hart out of the backfield. Hart throws Hendricks Thornberry to the side, an 8-yard pickup, and the rest of that Sioux Falls offense includes Hart at running back in his third season, A.J. Warren in his fourth season at wide receiver, Riley Porter in his third, and Robert Garrett Jr., the rookie. And Charles, all 5 of these offensive weapons have been with Sioux Falls their entire careers.
Yeah, unbelievable. There's a lot of chemistry you see on the field there, along with Tyree and Hart as far as keys to the offense. I think we're going to rely a little bit on Warren as well, but I think the surprise of the game could be Garrett. He could be their secret weapon.
Handoff, Hart breaks the tackle, lost the ball. Ball's on the turf, and it's picked up for a first down. Down the field by the fullback, number 33, Ashley Anderson, who still holds some SFL records from his time as the leading man.
Yeah, that was almost a momentum killer there, but good heads-up play by the fullback, and they keep driving down the field.
Man, that was one heck of a near mistake there for Sioux Falls as the handoff goes to Hart on a trap, and Hart is wrapped up quickly by Amon Takes, and let's meet that Baltimore defense. Again, Chad Rowland, that newcomer in on the line, 6'4", 250 rookie. Joe Dazzo and Amon Takes are your linebackers. Kaz McFly, Hendricks Thornberry are the corners. Tony Willis, Giovanni Bolt, a couple of very talented safeties.
Yeah, key point here for their secondary. McFly and Thornberry are both 1 and 2 in interceptions in the league. It's hard to throw on these guys, and they're number 2 in the league from a defensive standpoint for passing touchdowns allowed.
Hart is wrapped up, doubled up by Bolt and Takes, and that'll set up a 3rd down and 10. These two defenses are hitting early, and last season when these two teams played, it was early on in the year, but an incredibly defensive ball game.
Yeah, I think today they're going to have Warren and Porter locked down from a defensive standpoint. So back to my point, Garrett's the secret weapon, I believe, when it comes to passing.
3rd and 10, play action. Tyree steps up in the pocket. Oh, Hart was open. No, that was Anderson down the field. Open, tried to one-hand at the pass, a little bit out ahead of Ashley Anderson, and Sioux Falls will come up empty. Max Mohold out to punt.
Yeah, that's, if you would have thrown it to Hart, if he was in that position, he would have grabbed it 90% of the time. That's the problem when you throw to the guys that are maybe second string. But they're going to have to shake this off. Now the defense has to come out strong like they did on the last series and hold Baltimore in check.
Chat shout-outs, Lloyd Graham, Dazzo 47, Minson Mine, TJ Cag SFL, TMG 82, Conch Boogie. Let's see, some more scrolling up the chat. C. Roland 84, B. Loveless 247. Right now, Baltimore dominating the chat, and we'll get to more about the chat after this break. No score. Both teams have punted on their opening possession. Both teams have had some success. When will we see our first points? Find out next. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports, presented by APM Music. .7:26 to go in the first quarter. Charles Doherty, Cameron Irvine along with you. As Mike Dazzo will hand it off to Gaines. And that gets just a little over 9 and near a first down, Charles.
Yeah, great blocking. I think T-Roy Gaines is on track to have his best season in the SFL. I mean, he's at the top in pretty much every category for a running back.
2nd and inches at the 30-yard line. Trips off the right side for Dazzo. As Baltimore tries to move the chains to the first down tonight, Gaines really struggling up the middle. Only picked up about 1.5 yards there. Does get the first down, but Sioux Falls definitely ready for a T-Roy Gaines tonight as we take a look at the rush leaders. Gaines right there. He's not on Streeter's tail. Streeter's now blown past everybody, but Gaines has 763 yards this season coming in.
Yeah, the game today was just incredible, the amount of yards that Streeter had.
425 yards for Reggie Streeter today. That's a new SFL record. Dazzo going to take off and run, and he lost 5 yards. The sack in the backfield made by Johnny Summers, and I don't know what Dazzo thought he saw here.
Well, what I saw were the receivers covered downfield. That's when you get a four-man line that can crash through the offensive blocking there. That you know they're covered downfield. That's what they have to do. They've got to be up in Dazo's face all day. Don't make it easy for him. He's going to pick you apart.
2nd and 15. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. 5 wide receivers for Dazo on their first move of the change of the night. Dazo out of the gun, going long down the field. Oh, it's caught off the deflection. Jay Ringgold, one of the league leaders in interceptions, put that right in the hands of Edward Morgan for the first down.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. They almost came away with a big defensive play there, but just the bad bounce of the ball went right into the number 86 there, and he got a first down. Very unfortunate.
5:32 to go first quarter. As Dazo fires out to Gaines. Gaines has some room. Baltimore for the first time over midfield. And getting thrown off was number 34, Terrell Davis, the corner out there, 7-yard pickup.
Yeah, so get used to that. You're going to see a lot of screen passes to Gaines, also the runs up the middle. And when he's not doing that, his next favorite target is Bishop Warfield.
2nd and 3. 2 in the backfield. Halfway through the first quarter here. No score, but Gaines and the Vultures are really starting to move now. What a move by T-Roy Gaines. And he gets a first down to the 33-yard line. T-Roy Gaines in open space, one of the dangerous running backs in the SFL.
Yeah, one of the most scariest things for a secondary player on defense is seeing Gaines catch the ball with 10 yards of space. He's hard to bring down. It looks like the Sioux Falls defense was expecting run on that one, and they were clearly fooled.
First and 10 at the Sparrow 33-yard line. 4:42 to go in the first quarter. Handoff Gaines. Gaines, nothing. Nick Fargo with the stop. And these Sioux Falls linebackers, a talented bunch with Jose Fuentes, number 52, Alex Parker, number 91, Nick Fargo, number 92. It's rare to see that much talent at linebacker. Sioux Falls has the best core in the league, arguably.
Yeah, definitely one of the best cores in the league. But, Baltimore is doing their typical game plan. They're going to beat you over the head with balance.
Offside, free play. Gaines takes advantage of a defender on the ground, and they'll decline that penalty. So all of a sudden, Baltimore has found a spring in their step after a 3-and-out on their first possession, and they'll get plenty of yards here off the Gaines run.
Yeah, Gaines out there at 240. He's looking like Fred Astaire dancing around there on the field.
So they'll decline the penalty and take Gaines' yardage. And right now for Sioux Falls, it's bend but not break. Last thing they want to do is get down against a very experienced team. Baltimore trying to become the first team to get to 7-0 this season, since Seattle, the only unbeaten, has already had their bye week. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Handoff goes to Gaines up the middle, and that's his best run up the middle tonight. Picks up 4, the 16-yard line before Fuentes gets him from behind.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a big battle in the trenches there. I think right now I'd probably say it's even score. But the problem when you're trying to stop Gaines is as you start getting into the third and fourth quarter, those hits you keep taking on the defensive side start taking your air away from you, and it's not quite as easy to bring him down.
Dazo, nice pressure, at least initially from the defensive front, but a pushback from the offensive line gets the ball out to Holder to the 4, and that brings up a 1st and goal. Now Daley Holder on his first catch of the evening.
Yeah, one of the interesting points in regards to the Baltimore wide receivers is both wide receivers only have 1 touchdown apiece, which I think is rare when you look at the prior seasons for Baltimore.
High formation, handoff Gaines, and can't get much of anything.
Well, it's okay. They're hammering at the rock, and eventually I think the rock is going to split. He may not get, 4 or 5 yards on a carry, but, those 1-2 yard banger plays definitely they add up.
2:40 first quarter, 2nd and goal at the 4. Pretty long drive here for Baltimore, about 4+ minutes. Out to Gaines, top of the screen. Gaines stood up at the 1-yard line and won't get in. A combo tackle there by Ringgold and Alex Parker. And Sioux Falls has one last chance to hold Baltimore out for 6.
Yeah, big stop there. Nice teamwork in the tackling, bringing him down. When he first caught it, I thought with his head of steam he was going to plow into the end zone, but good defense there by Sioux Falls.
3rd and goal, handoff. Gaines stood up. No, they said he got in for a touchdown. I don't know about that one.
Let's take a look at that one. I don't think he broke the – well, maybe he did.
I never saw him break the plane. And
Yeah,
there's
there you
the
go.
challenge. I think that's a great challenge by Coach McGee here. And they're going to take another look at this. Certainly did not look into me, but we're going to get a good look at this here.
Yeah, not the best angle from a replay standpoint, but from that spot, it does not look like he crossed the plane.
We did not get a good angle on that. I thought we'd get something down the line. But McGee, there's the eye test. See, that passed the eye test right there. That is short. McGee keeps Baltimore off the board, at least momentarily.
Yeah, that was a big stop.
And we'll send out Shark Tarkington for a chip shot, a closer than an extra point field goal.
Yeah, he's 11 for 11 this season, so it's money for him. I hope I didn't curse him.
A small lefty, 6'1", 220, about what I am here in the booth to kick the field goal. And the chipper from 17 yards out is easily through. So Baltimore gets on the board first, 3-0. Sioux Falls, what you got? 2:04 to go in the first. We're back to South Dakota in a moment. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports, presented by APN Music. Welcome back to Sioux Falls alongside Charles Doherty. I'm Cameron Irvine. SFL football on a Sunday night, and the undefeated Vultures here in Week 7 have a 3-0 advantage. As A.J. Levy from 5 yards deep in his end zone will return this one out past the 15, 20, and only up to the 22-yard line. And how you can join the wild and wonderful world of the Simulation Football League? Well, to do that, visit simulationfl.net. Join our Discord server. From there, you can post a check-in every Tuesday or Wednesday. Check-ins equal increased player value for your first contract. The Welcome channel will have all the essential personnel you might want to ask questions to. The Introductions channel, let us know how you found us. And who knows, maybe by next week you'll be on a team. One-handed catch nearly made, but getting really a shot to the rib cage. Robert Garrett Jr. from maybe Tony Willis. Let's see who actually got the hit here.
Yeah, Robert Garrett, he is a very large man, 6'7", 268. Very impressive as a rookie. He was signed week 4. The reputation he's getting in the league is when you throw it to him, he catches. Unfortunately, not on that play, but he's had a pretty good track record of holding on to the ball when it gets to him.
Bolt and Willis kind of sandwiched him there. 2nd down and 10 as Sioux Falls having a little trouble getting going. I'm surprised we have not seen more rushing out of the Sparrows tonight from Colin Hart. They've been very keen on throwing the football, and when you got Riley Porter and company, you can see why. He makes a tough catch for 8 yards.
Yeah, Riley Porter. That's he's leading the lead. He's the leading receiver on the team outside behind Hart in the backfield. He's also number 8 in the league in receptions, and they're going to have to rely on him to keep the ball and the chains moving.
3rd down and 2 at the 30-yard line. The handoff to Hart, and Hart's not going to get away. Tackled from behind by big number 99, Michael Wall, and Sioux Falls going to come up empty again.
Yeah, Michael Wall is a big man, and he showed a little speed. That may not be characteristic for him, but that was a big play stopping the drive. Now Sioux Falls is a little bit deeper in the hole. It's only 3 points, but they didn't give their defense a real lot of time to rest on the sidelines. A real lot of time? That didn't sound. Where's my English teacher's going to write me on it?
That's all right. Hopefully she's not listening. Oh, Bolt took a big shot at the 36-yard line, and the Vultures will come out and do it all again. So, Charles, a pretty defensive game here to start, and unfortunately we just haven't gotten to see a lot of Sioux Falls offense on the field.
Yeah, definitely. They need to use heart, I believe, more to get a little balance in the game. Baltimore on the other side, they're showing what kind of balance they have, and they're showing what that does as far as results. Only got a field goal here, but they're going to keep moving it down the field.
Dazzo out to Gaines. Gaines picks up 6. Make sure to like the SFL on Instagram at Simulation FL and give our partner Nation's Best a look-see while you're over there. Plenty of good content on Instagram here. Busy week, busy time in the SFL. So many games, so much excitement as you look at Gaines with his 5th reception of the night for 31 yards. 2nd and 4 with 33 seconds to go in the first. Out of the I formation, Dazzo is going to hand it off to Gaines, and Gaines doesn't get much. You know who's been quiet, Charles, is Bishop Warfield. Haven't heard much from him at all. Yeah,
he's another one of those veteran wide receivers who's well known for his ability to run routes, and I think we may see him as we get deeper into the game, as maybe they're lulling the defense to sleep here and they may toss it to him.
Could be. It's a dangerous secondary. On 3rd down and 4, they're going to run it up the middle again, and Gaines isn't going to get there, and that's how the quarter is going to end. Boy, Sioux Falls linebackers stepping up to the challenge against Gaines, and that's helped keep the game close. 3-0 into the quarter. We're back for more on the 11 Sports Network. This is the SFL. Back in a moment. Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on the 11 Sports Network is presented by APM Music, Production Music Library, and Custom Music House. And also brought to you in part by Fuel Beyond the Imagination. Visit the all-new SFLinteractive.net today. By Matt Doyle Designs, the official design partner of the SFL, the official branding partner, I should say, and MediaTek Institute. Turn your passion into your profession. Beautiful shots of Sioux Falls in the fall. Charles,
almost a sparrow's eye view.
It is, in a way. Very much so. Cameron Irvine, Charles Doherty on the puns, and I contribute something else, just not the puns. 4th and 1. Baltimore's offense is on the field to start the quarter. They're not seriously going to think about burning a timeout on the first play of the second quarter with the clock stopped, and they did. They didn't even wait.
Yep.
That, Charles, sometimes being critical of the timeout management can get a little eye-rolly around here, but that one was exceptionally bad.
It was exceptionally eye-rolly.
Exceptionally eye-rolly. That's boy. I really hope your English teacher is. What was your English teacher's name?
Mr. McAllister. Wow, that goes back.
Mr. McAllister.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you've had more than one English teacher.
Well, in high school.
Oh,
the one my senior year. That my last one.
Okay, all right. That's the most memorable.
Yeah.
4th down for Baltimore as they punt it away again. More great defense here. We expected a defensive battle tonight as Levy makes a man miss and gets up to the 23-yard line, but maybe didn't expect a 3-0 ball game.
Yeah, that's the second time they ran on 3rd down on a big 3rd down play. Big stop by Sioux Falls. Let's hope the offense can get a long series here, give the defense some rest on the sidelines.
1st down and 10 at the 23-yard line. Sioux Falls, a goose egg right now. They are overmatched, at least on paper, 2-3 versus 6-0, but have held their own so far. That pass caught on the outside by number 17, Ray Lynn, 6'6", 215, a scrawny cat out there.
Hey, buddy's a tall drink of water. 6'6".
2nd down and 5 after the completion. I still don't think have we seen Colin Hart get a carry in the first half?
I think he did one up the middle maybe, and he got stuffed.
It has just been slow pickings here. Now they got 3 backs in the backfield. Let's see what they want to do here. Linebackers shift from left to right. Tyree going to hand it off that way.
Oh,
Baltimore
great blocking.
Anticipating it.
Look at that.
Hart spins away and gets a 1st down. Colin Hart finally getting involved in the running game, and you saw the blocking instantly, Charles.
Yeah, that was some great blocking there on the edge. You have face-to-face with the Baltimore defense. That's not easy to do against that defense, but they clearly won that play.
1st down to the 33. Doug Day says, Cam and Charles, hello from San Diego. Hello to you, too, Doug.
Hello, Doug.
He's playing next for Vancouver's defense as there's going to be a flag on Baltimore. They jumped. This week, there were a lot of signings. In fact, a record for the amount of signings in season in one given week in the SFL. Chad Rowland, the defensive end, hasn't made too much noise yet for Baltimore, but we're hoping that he can make an impact later. And if you want to go hashtag from couch to field in the SFL, head on over to simulationfl.net, join our Discord server, and join up. It's a good time. There's no need to rush. There's no need to, take your time. It's a long season, and we're not going anywhere. Season 14 will be here before you know it.
Yeah, welcome to all the new rookies, and hang on tight. You're going to have the ride of your life. It's really fun.
1st and 5 of the 38. Pass caught over the middle. That's Robert Garrett Jr., your secret weapon.
Yep.
Picks up 1, and that picks up many, and that gets a 1st down to midfield. Picks up 1. Picks up
That's
a 1st down.
I was going to let you get away with that one. But he's got hands of glue, man, and I think he's a secret weapon. If they can pull this off, I think he's got to have a big game. And they're not expecting too much from a target standpoint to him.
1st and 10 at midfield for Sioux Falls. This could be the first time they cross over to Baltimore's territory. Tyree going long. The pass is caught.
Wow.
And one-on-one coverage. Porter kind of came back to the ball. A 27-yard pickup. And Sioux Falls is humming for the first time tonight offensively.
Yeah, he gave it all out to get that ball. Look at him go up in the air, jump over the defender, and pull it down.
McFly kind of lost sight of things. I think he thought the pass was going to go deeper, and
yeah, he didn't turn around early enough. That was, he just kind of threw his hand up there. Looked like maybe to challenge the odds, but that he was not in the right position there for that pass.
Tyree kind of put that little bit back shoulder, although threw it inside. 1st and 10 at the 23, 8:38 to go in the first half. 3 receivers for the vet, and he'll flip it out to Hart, who got a block, but didn't get the first one. Takes on the tackle, 6-yard gain, and we welcome you here into the SFL headquarters. Charles is in gear today. I'm representing a band I recently saw in concert that needs some support, Crash Karma. And how can I do that, you might ask? Well, it's because I run the league.
Yep.
I'm pulling rank here,
Yep.
Charles, tonight. It feels good. I don't do it often, but never once in a while. It's very important. 2nd and 4 at the 17-yard line. 8:20 to go in the first half. Handoff goes to Hart. Got
Nice
a block.
blocking.
Hart 10,
Oh,
5,
my gosh.
and Colin Hart's into the
Wow.
end zone for a touchdown, and Sioux Falls
Wow.
has the lead.
That was a great play. Again, superior blocking on the edge there to get Hart in open field. But then you have to give credit to Riley Porter. If you look at him, I think it was on the 5-yard line. He locked up his the defender.
Good block.
Right there.
There it is,
Bam.
right there, too. Anderson got the first, and Porter making some things happen as well down the field. Nice eye, Charles. and
I don't get that very often. Nice.
Well, look, Sioux Falls has sort of weathered the storm here a bit.
Yep.
With Baltimore, and at home in place to pull off an upset here as Hart gets a touchdown, and Sioux Falls is feeling good about things as Sammy Prefontaine's extra point is good.
Yeah,
And
near
it's-
perfect drive.
You're absolutely right. It's 7-3, and we're heading to commercial break. 8:16 to go in the first half. Sparrows up on the unbeaten Vultures. We're back to South Dakota in a moment. Back to Sioux Falls, Dakota. The Sparrows 2-3 this season, although they did narrowly just lose to Mexico City, who's 5-2, and put up a good fight last weekend. But Bolt takes the kickoff return past the 40. He could be gone, trying to be caught from behind, but Sioux Falls is going to lose out, and Giovanni Bolt answers. The Sparrows score with a touchdown.
Wow. That's a big answer for the Vultures there. Number 41, Giovanni Bolt. I believe that's his first kick return for a touchdown this year. But great blocking up there in the middle. He saw an opening on the right side. He did a little course adjustment and then just hit the afterburners all the way into the end zone.
Well, that's a way to answer Sioux Falls touchdown if you're Baltimore. The offense struggling a bit, particularly on the ground game. They've yet to get gains going. And Giovanni Bolt gives them a spark. And, sometimes, Charles, that is just how teams are able to go undefeated. They just make big plays in big moments like that.
And if one unit isn't stepping up to the plate, the other two do. That's what championship teams do. If it's not on defense, then offense and special teams rise up.
Low snap and a slow developing extra point, but Baltimore puts it through. It's 10-7. Follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL. Use the hashtag #MakeAnImpact and spread the word. And Giovanni Bolt has made the biggest impact on this game, I would argue, since he's the only reason why the Vultures are in the lead here.
Yeah, that's the play of the game so far.
Six yards deep. Levy's not going to mess with that as he kneels down on the I in the Sparrows logo in the end zone. So now it's up to Tyree, and we're going to get a good idea of the mentality of Sioux Falls' offense tonight, because after that really long, successful drive from Tyree and the Sparrows, they might feel a little deflated here.
Well, I think they've got a good game plan, and they just have to stick with it. They're only down by 3.
8:01 to go in the first half. 3 receivers. Tyree to throw. Tyree going long. It's picked off at the 44-yard line on a jump ball. Pass intended for Riley Porter, and the pass was taken away by, how about this, Anthony George.
Wow.
What a play by the slot safety.
5'9". Do you see the air he got?
Going deep in coverage. That was absolutely tremendous, and the Vultures are getting players stepping up all over the field.
Yeah, we were talking about Sioux Falls holding them down. Now there seems like they've erupted, and they're ready to take over the game.
Pass is caught by Holder. Got a first down on the 27. 13-yard pickup, and right now momentum all with Baltimore after the kickoff return for a touchdown, and then that ill-advised throw from Tyree. And Charles, we were talking in pregame about how Tyree, sometimes he can just get a little loosey-goosey with the football.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Sioux Falls defense has done it in previous series here. They just need to do it again. Right now, the entire team is relying on the defensive squad.
Outside to Gaines. Boy, Sioux Falls brought a bunch of people. They actually blitzed on the previous play, too, as that picks up 3. And the adjustment by Baltimore here is that Sioux Falls has been bringing linebackers.
Yep.
But Baltimore's not messing around with the run game anymore. They're just getting Gaines going on the outside.
Well, what's impressive on the Sioux Falls side is you always see 2 guys there on the tackle, 2 or more, and that's what you need to do to bring down T-Roy.
2 receivers again. Warfield's still very quiet despite Baltimore's 3-point lead. 3-step drop back for Dazzo. Short throw over the middle is caught for a 4-yard gain on a crosser. Hey, look, Warfield right on time.
There you go.
Makes the play. 3rd and short coming up for the Vultures.
Yeah, just when you don't expect it. He's another one of those receivers out there that catches it practically every time you throw it to him. But on that last play, the pocket that Dazzo had was amazing. The offensive line did a great job of blocking on that play.
Chat's on the screen right now as these teams discuss the game.
Wow.
What a wacky-looking throw, and it's caught. The flag was down the field. I can assume defensive pass interference, but I have no idea how Mike Dazzo even knew that Daley Holder was going to be there.
That was a Mayberry RFD skip the rock across the pond throw.
That's a great I mean, look at that. He looked like he was skipping a rock on the stream. That's really an incredible analogy, Charles, because that you hit it on the head.
As long as you have a smile on your face, Cam, I'm happy. My day is complete.
That you just made it bigger. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. 6:13 to go in the first half. Handoff Gaines, and Gaines again gets nothing up the middle. Gaines 36 yards on 12 carries. Hart hasn't gotten it as much, but has been a little bit more successful.
Yeah, I expect that yards per carry to go up a little bit each quarter, but so far the Sioux Falls defense has been getting them at the line.
2nd and goal at the 3. Handoff Gaines got an extra
Look at
fullback
that tackle.
help. And what a play in the open field. That is, again, number 93, Johnny Summers. And he's having a really nice night on the defensive front.
Yeah, he totally knocked the offensive blocker on his you-know-what and got in that backfield. Incredible speed. I mean, they didn't have any time for that play to develop before Summers was there shutting it down.
Well, Sioux Falls got a stop at the goal line a couple of drives ago. 3rd and goal at the 3.
Wow.
Dazzo just got it away. Gaines gets a play.
Nice
and Levy
tackle.
comes up and makes the play. A.J. Levy, a tremendous effort in the open field.
Yeah, the Hall of Famer was there. There's no way he was going to get past him. I'm really impressed with the speed of the Sioux Falls defense and their gang tackling there. Unbelievable.
I agree, Charles. They've been flying around to the football, and this is a very similar score to when these teams met last season. Sioux Falls lost the game but only gave up 13 points. This is a Tarkington field goal from 18 yards away. That's good. He's now good from 17 and 18, and Baltimore has a 13-7 lead. We're back to Liberty Park after these messages. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APN Music on 11 Sports. Charles Doherty, Cameron Irvine here with you in Sioux Falls. You're watching the Simulation Football League. Visit our website, simulationfl.net, to find out how you can get on the field today and start your journey. And as Levy returns this from 5 yards out, he's had little success in the return game, but did just save a touchdown, gets out to the 22-yard line. And Charles, being a player in the SFL is only the beginning.
There's only the beginning. There's so much you can do to get involved in the league, and in order to make the best experience for each player, I recommend talking to the folks in either in your locker room or in just general chat and find out what you can do. Everyone comes to the table with talents, and the SFL can make use of it.
Got 3 newcomers in the chat, at least here since we've gotten started from Sioux Falls. Give them some shout-outs here in a moment. Tyree going long again. This one is caught. McFly got greedy. Did you see him stop,
Yes.
Charles? That was I think he thought that was going to be another pick, and the receiver, Porter, blew right past him.
Yeah, that's the type of play that McFly rarely lets happen. That's odd. He wasn't in position there. It looks like he was behind the receiver, and Porter was able to bring that in. Big play by Sioux Falls.
If McFly doesn't stop there, he probably makes the play on that football.
Right.
And, he second-guessed himself, and it ends up being a first down for Porter. Battle of the Birds tonight here between the Vultures and the Sparrows. Vultures up by 6. Late blitz, and that pass goes into the blitz for a first down to A.J. Warren. And what do they say, Charles? When you blitz, you throw right into it.
That's right. It's I always do a little shudder when they throw that pass in the middle, especially against this secondary. But Tyree is on laser point today. He's hitting right where he needs to.
How about that, man? Sioux Falls, they have got an answer for Baltimore. It seems like every time. 3:43 to go in the first half. Tyree over the middle again, wide open. That pass caught for a 9-yard pickup to J.J. McGee. As we come up on the 2-minute warning, the Sparrows trying to regain the lead.
Yeah, I think it's great. They're moving the ball down the field, but you can't forget Colin Hart. You're going to have to maybe, even if you're not getting high yards per carry, you're going to need to run him just to keep the defense honest.
2nd and 1 at the 29-yard line for the Vultures. Second best drive of the night for Sioux Falls. Their best, obviously, the touchdown drive. Hard off to the left of Tyree. Takes the handoff, hurdles over a defender. Gets a first down at the 23-yard line as Courtney Kate brings him down from the backside. Nearing the red zone, another first down for the boys in black and yellow.
Yeah, impressive drive here. They're responding. There's no quit in Sioux Falls. That was good blocking up front. Hart had a good hole and just burst right through.
The W. Huddy saying, cannot believe that Gaines couldn't get in on that swing pass on that last drive, and I agree with you. Tyree going long. It's knocked away. This time McFly gets a hand on it. Pass intended for Porter.
Yeah, Porter and McFly are going at it down there downfield. Great. It's going to be a great battle to see who wins between the two of them at the end of the game.
Wasapi Shrew Jr. and Bored Jeff have joined. Hopefully he's not bored anymore. Finally found a way to cure the boredom. Welcome to the SFL Discord server, and appreciate you guys finding us, enjoying us, and hopefully we're able to return the favor to you very shortly as Tyree swings it out to Porter. And Charles, it's all about interactivity. We call ourselves an interactive league because that's our mission. We don't want you to just be someone who is entertained by watching us. We want to get you involved.
Definitely, and it improves your experience. The more you're involved, the more you talk to other folks in the league.
2:33 to go in the first half. A tight game. Another close game here on 11 Sports here today. Deep ball wide open. It's a touchdown. Just going to walk right in the end zone. Ray Lynn doing a robot. I can't wait to see Charles do the impersonation next time we're on camera.
I'm going to have to practice next commercial. He was wide open on that route. Oh, my gosh. There wasn't anyone around him. Caught him by surprise. Looks like they were in a zone there, and one guy maybe missed his read.
Thornberry thought he was going with the guy in the end zone. I didn't see who that receiver was in the end zone that caught him off guard, but did you see Thornberry realized his mistake? Hendricks Thornberry,
too late.
Yeah, he's having a rough night tonight. Got blasted by Colin Hart early on and has been pretty quiet. Sioux Falls baited him on that one, and the Sparrows, with this extra point, can take a 1-point lead, and Prefontaine puts it through. And how about that? Sioux Falls answers back. They get 2 stands inside the 5-yard line to hold Baltimore to 3. and that's why they have the lead.
Definitely. They're keeping Baltimore, the Baltimore defense on their toes, and McFly and Thornberry back in the secondary, they're not. They typically don't make mistakes like that. So I think on the sidelines they're going to huddle up, maybe look at some pictures there, and hopefully we don't see that again.
2:27 left. This is Bolt on the return from just the 11-yard line or 10.5-yard line. He already has a return touchdown tonight, but Sioux Falls much more weary of him as he gets out to the 30. Chad Battle is new in the Discord, and we welcome him to the league, or her as well. Unfortunately, Ashley Jackson, one of our female players, quarterback at Tulsa, couldn't get a win today. Thomasina Rahman for Oklahoma City had 2 picks in a loss. She had a great game for the Renegades. That score a little bit more lopsided than what the game really tells you. It was a 7-point game most of the way. Warfield makes the catch past the outstretched arms of John Barnhart, who was diving to make the play.
Yeah, Dazzo's not holding on to the ball very, very long. He takes that 1-2-step drop, and he gets rid of it very quickly. He's making it difficult for the Sioux Falls defense to put some pressure on him.
That's the last play before the 2-minute warning. A tight contest here in Sioux Falls. Two teams that love to squawk. 14-13, Sioux Falls leads Baltimore. We're back in a moment.
Right.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. 14-13. Sioux Falls leads Baltimore. It's Vulture's ball at the 39-yard line just before the half as T-Roy Gaines makes a man miss, but he was hit almost right away. Levy, another tackle. A.J. Levy has had Gaines' number tonight.
Yeah, A.J. Levy's had some really big tackles here, but unfortunately Gaines was able to get past the chains and get a first down.
Striker MGR in the chat says, I've been watching all day. Not one disappointing game. I love esports, and we love you for sticking with us all day. It's been a long day. I want to know at the end of the day who's been watching with me all day. It's a long day here at SFL headquarters when you've got games from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. local time.
Yeah, I think Dazzo's priming for a big strike down the field. He's been targeting a lot of those middle area passes to the tight end.
2 timeouts left for Baltimore. Remember, they burned one at the start of the second quarter. Gaines is not going to get the first down. 3rd and 1 at the 47. They're now going to have to hurry. And you see that beefy front 7 for Sioux Falls, but this time they're going to throw against it, and it's knocked away. Dazzo impatient. He had Gaines wide open, and Barnhart knocks it away, and Sioux Falls gets another stop.
Yeah, that was a big stop by Sioux Falls. Like you said, Dazzo probably went to the wrong receiver on that one because Gaines had a whole lot of real estate on his side.
Wow. 4th and 1. The offense is out there, Charles. I don't think they're going to call another timeout. It's very unusual. Sioux Falls jumped offside. And Gaines is going to pick up the first, but it's not going to matter. At the end of a half, that is so undisciplined by Sioux Falls. Tough break.
Yeah, that is a tough break. They've been playing their hearts out this first half, and to do a mistake like that leading into the halftime is just it's very unfortunate.
Tyrone Black jumps off sides, and the crowd here at Liberty Park, not a fan of that. Sioux Falls, a long-standing SFL franchise, have been in the league now for 3+ years. No championships for either squad under their belt, despite the Hall of Fame resumes by quite a few of the players on the field, the coaches on the sideline, and the owners in the owner's box. Deep shot, Warfield inside the 20. Down to the 15-yard line, timeout Baltimore. And that offsides is going to cost Sioux Falls points more than likely.
It definitely is. Look at that pass there. He had plenty of time in the pocket.
What a zip.
He threw it where he had to get it, so Warfield could jump up there with his 6'3" height and bring it down.
That is a pretty spiral. I wish I could throw a spiral like that. Man, most of mine are, as Stephen Mullinex would put, quack, quack. They are just ducks. Most of mine are, they're in the backyard and the family throws their arms up and goes, "What was that?" Yeah, it's a shame.
That's tough, man.
That's why we're in the booth, Charles.
Wow.
1st and 10 at the 15.
Your family doesn't cut you any slack.
Get out there. And that pass caught at the 7. No huddle here. That's a quick catch for J.R. Malone. Down to 32 seconds.
You got it wrong side there, fella.
Golly, somebody check him for a concussion. 28 seconds to go in the first half, and Dazzo going to change the play. Look at Sioux Falls. They're moving all over the field as Dazzo's changing the play. He's wasting a ton of time. 19 seconds to go. Hit as he threw, and the pass is nearly intercepted.
Defense.
Wow,
Great
Sioux
defense.
Falls wins the battle there as they adjusted to Dazzo's change of play, and now there's just 16 seconds left.
Yeah, got some pressure on Dazzo, which is key, right in his face, and John Bonhart was right where he needed to be in the secondary to keep Warfield from bringing that down. Big play.
JoJo be thuggin' in the chat. I'll be the judge of that. So what is this? And it's the Simulation Football League. First controllerless esports league that I know of on the planet, at least that is as large as ours. As coaches submit game plans in advance, and we watch it all play out here live on television as Dazzo going to drop the throw, finds Gaines, and Gaines ran out of room. That's going to stop the clock, and inside the 10-yard line, the Vultures will fail to score a touchdown. Again, not a single offensive touchdown for Baltimore in the first half.
Yeah, that was not the right place to put the ball for Gaines to take it downfield. I believe he had some heat up the middle again, which is what they need to do on the Sioux Falls defense, and that clearly impacted the outcome of the play.
Another chip shot, 26-yard field goal here coming for Shark Tarkington. Now, if you want any guy kicking field goals, it's probably Shark. He was, 11 for 11 coming in?
Now he's 12. Now he's 13 for 13.
Field goal is good, 16-14. That's a 26-yard chip shot.
I had to get my abacus out. Thank you.
10 seconds left, and boy, for all that has happened in this first half, it's almost kind of surprising that Baltimore's ahead. That kickoff return touchdown looms large.
Definitely. This is a great game. Sioux Falls defense is doing what they need to do.
JoJo asks, what's the Discord? If you visit simulationfl.net, you can join our Discord server from there. Some more information there on the screen as Levy on the kickoff return gets past the 20 and looking around, gets out of the 26-yard line, almost got away. That'll set up Sioux Falls for one more play, and we'll see how the Sparrows want to play this.
Yeah, 4 seconds left. I don't know if you want to bomb it down the field at this point. I mean, you're in a good spot. You're down by 2. You don't want to risk throwing an interception and allowing them to return it.
Yeah, Sioux Falls has to feel pretty good about the way they played in the first half. Outside of a special teams blunder and an interception, there really was a jump ball. Sioux Falls did just about everything they wanted to do, as Colin Hart will not get the first down. It won't matter anyway, as that brings us to the end of the half. 42 yards on 8 carries for Colin Hart. Sioux Falls down by 2, but the unbeaten Vultures are facing a strong test here tonight. 2K Sports Halftime Report next with first half stats and highlights as Kaz McFly walks off somewhat disappointed, somewhat enthused with the way the Vultures defense has played. Here are the numbers. Pretty even. Look at that.
Definitely.
Almost identical, exactly identical across the board in the ground game. Baltimore, though, is wearing down that Sparrows defense.
Yeah,
with
time of possession, almost double. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to,
That's
to
all right.
jump over you there.
What did you impressions of the first half?
As I said before, the Sioux Falls defense is doing what they need to do. I think we saw a couple sparks from the Sioux Falls offense. The Baltimore defensive coaches are definitely breaking some clipboards or whatever they can break in the locker room today to make a point with those defenders.
There's this great run from Hart that sprung the first touchdown for Sioux Falls, and for the Sparrows, they often are in a lot of games with a lot of great teams. We saw that last week against Mexico City at home, but they let the game slip away from them. Sioux Falls at times has a challenge with answering the bell against big, strong, dynamic teams, and this you just get the sense out of this football team that they feel like this is their moment tonight.
Yeah, they have to maintain that, because the thing about Baltimore is they keep coming at you. I mean, just when you think you maybe have them on their heels, they don't give up. They stick with their game plan. They keep hammering away at it, and then next thing you know, you're down by 17 points.
You know, your abacus reference just got some
I didn't
chat
think you
love
heard that. Wow.
tonight. So, you know, people are listening. People are listening to all the wisdom that you're dishing out. Porter had 66 yards in the first half for Sioux Falls. He's the leading receiver from all teams. But Warfield, who got off to a slow start, he really started to strut his stuff there in that second quarter.
Yeah, he made some big catches. And also I'm waiting to see Garrett. Hopefully they can get him a little bit more involved. We've seen what he could do when they throw the ball to him.
And probably the most dynamic tight end in the league, James Matthew Jr., plays for Queen City. They're up next, Queen City and Vancouver, 9 Central, 10 Eastern kickoff. Follows us, Mike Daggs and Eric Vinson standing by for that. 3 yards deep in the end zone for Levy. Will bring it out as Sioux Falls' offense will get the ball to start the second half from the 23-yard line. Tarkington's done a good job of keeping them pinned deep, and we get a look at the chat to start the second half. Shout-outs to Mr. 23, Lloyd Graham, TMG 82, Dags 83, Vancouver Legion, TJ Cag SFL, Dazzo 0007, that's the younger of the Dazzos, Mike Dazzo 47, the older is Joe, father and son tandem. Did I say brothers? Jay Ringgold 124, Steve Rowland 84 as well. Another offsides here, this one on Baltimore. Hart got about 5, but they'll wipe that away with the penalty.
Yeah, the Baltimore defense was eager to show some of their frustration on the field.
Dr. Catalas just joining our Discord server. Happy to have you, indoor SFL community. That offsides called on Chad Rowland. Say it ain't so, Chad. Chad was signed this week. Still ironing out the kinks with this
He's
new
excited.
defense.
He wants to bring the pain.
One of 20 players across the league that signed this week, and the guy that probably had the biggest impact, at least so far, Jack Flash for Carolina. The Skyhawks got their first win of the season just before we got on the air, a 21-20 thriller over Houston, and Flash was a big part of the first half game plan as that pass is caught by Porter. Porter took a lick. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe he got up from that all the way out of the Vulture 49-yard line.
Yeah, Kaz McFly laid him out on that one, I believe.
Haven't seen too many bone-crushing hits tonight, but that was one of them.
Oh,
Cover your eyes, children.
Yeah.
Oh.
He took his milk money and his snack pack on that one.
Tony Willis bullying isn't nice. Just smashes Porter down the field. 1st and 10 at the Vulture 49-yard line. 2 in the backfield for Sioux Falls. Down 2. Tyree, first possession of the second half, completes it outside to Lynn. Lynn been stepping up big on that far side. Gets a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, it looks like we see a little bit more energy on the Baltimore defense. They're still moving the ball down the field, Sioux Falls is, but I think whatever the coaches said to them at halftime has really got a fire under them.
At the Vulture 44-yard line, a little bit more offense in this game than I think I might have expected coming in. Both these, particularly Baltimore's defense, is very electric. Sioux Falls, pretty aggressive, but it's paid off for them tonight. Tyree going long on play action. Wide open touchdown, Sioux Falls. A.J. Warren again, and the Sparrows take the lead.
Wow, they had Baltimore's number on that one. The play action, they were reading the run, caught him unawares. Look at this beautiful pass right over the defender.
Man, you know, I don't think it's play action certainly is something that is used around the SFL, not maybe as much as the common day game of football, but I don't think I've ever seen a play action pass work as well as it did there on Hendricks Thornberry down outside. Thornberry's been really having an off night.
Definitely, both of the cornerbacks on Baltimore have, and that's one of the best play actions I've seen as well.
The extra point for Sioux Falls is good, and when you look at the interception leaders, Charles, Thornberry with 6 coming into the week, Ringgold with 5. We have 2 of the top 3 defensive backs in the SFL, and Thornberry really has been hasn't made a play on the ball tonight. You would expect that that's going to come back around. He's due, is what I'm saying. Ringgold is probably due as well. He's got
Definitely.
5.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're going to bring it back. It's only a matter of time, but Sioux Falls needs to ride this momentum as long as they can, because I don't expect Baltimore to give up anytime soon.
Bolt from the 7-yard line. Man, the chat is going. I mean, they are just lively today. They are just really excited. Week 7, this is when you start to separate, right? The pretenders from the contenders, and these teams can feel the energy, the need to get victories, and it's resulting in some crazy conversation today.
Yeah, anytime you've got the undefeated team having to sweat a little bit, it adds to the excitement.
Hand off to Gaines. Gaines finally able to brush off that front 4 of Sioux Falls. Fuentes makes the tackle, a 6-yard gain for Gaines with 9 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, you got to keep feeding Gaines. You got to wear down the Sioux Falls defense.
8 receptions, 33 yards. 2 to the top of the screen for Dazzo. Line shifts from left to right for Sioux Falls over to Gaines. Gaines did not get the block that he wanted, and the play is made. Alex Parker avoids the block in the open field and helps make that just a smaller gain than it really could have been.
Yeah, you really see Alex Parker's closing speed there, and it's one of the few plays where they got the ball out on the swing to Gaines where there wasn't 2 guys trying to bring him down.
So first down at the 38-yard line. Both offenses are really clicking now. About halfway through the second quarter, everybody woke up, and A.J. Levy again throws T. Roy Gaines down to the ground, and I tell you what, if he keeps making hits like that, it's gonna make me back into a child whose voice can't stop changing, because he is just he's getting.
I had no idea where you were
He's
going
starting
with
to get me up there in that dangerous territory.
He had a hole though, and Levy just came in there and closed the door on him.
2nd and 7 at the 41, and Gaines got nothing. Maybe a yard. 3rd and 6, and another great job by these Sioux Falls linebackers. Yep. Alex Parker, they're having their best game of the year.
Yeah, definitely. The whole team is swarming to the ball. Team tackle is great. Very impressive to see.
7.5 to go in the third. Crucial third down for the unbeaten Vultures here. 3rd and 6. Dazzo 3-step drop. Fires it. Middle of the field.
Wow.
Incomplete. Wow. He missed the underneath receiver. Instead tried to go for Warfield a little bit more outside. Parker was in coverage. Somebody get Parker a game ball.
Definitely,
my goodness.
Definitely. They're playing out of their shoes today. I mean, it's incredible. It was a big stop there. They get the ball back. Sioux Falls offense now has a chance to really make it scary for Baltimore.
Dr. Catalyst and Drexel 14, new to our Discord community. Welcome. Your official shout-out is complete here on the Simulation Football League broadcast tonight on 11 Sports. From Levy 21 to the 24. That's it. Sioux Falls takes over with the lead. Is an upset brewing. Back to Sioux Falls in a moment. $7:12 to go in the third quarter. Sioux Falls gets a touchdown and a stop starting the second half. 3 in the backfield now for with Tyree. Porter split out wide. Handoff Hart spins back inside. That was a mistake. Only a gain of 1. And the wrap-up, a combo tackle, but Willis, the main guy there. And the running backs have both been held in check after Reggie Streeter went ham earlier today. 425 yards.
That was incredible.
59-44. London beat New Orleans.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's the highest scoring game in years.
I had to do a double take. I got on the game in, I think it was in the third quarter, and I was, oh my gosh, what is going on here?
Cam make the mistake on the scoreboard. Hart takes a swing outside 30, and they're going to mark him short. That may be worth another challenge.
That's not a good spot, but Colin Hart, that's the danger play for Colin Hart. When you see him get the ball there on a screen, he really lights it up. He can make up some ground pretty quickly.
Oh, man, I think he got it. Now, the question is McGee going to risk? It doesn't look like it. Not going to risk a challenge. They think they can pick up half a yard. Although with those throat cuts out there, I'm not so sure.
Well,
Tyree,
he's wide open.
Yeah, wide open. Doesn't take it. Goes long instead. The pass is
Wow.
incomplete. Tyree got greedy. McFly out on Porter, and Kaz McFly wins the battle, and Sioux Falls will have to punt it away.
Yeah, he took a gamble there, and on this one he lost. He had Colin Hart wide open there on a screen. He would have at least got 10 yards out of that.
And that's the rub on Tyree,
Right.
right? That's what we've seen out of his entire career. He's very Brett Favre-esque in that way, that he is just a high-risk, high-reward player. You can't really turn it off. And if he just would have given the check down, the offense still be on the field right now.
Yep. And, the defense is coming back out. That was a quick series, and, it's going to wear them down. The defense, the more they get out there, more time they spend on the field trying to stop gains.
Nice move from Bolt. Gets out to the 34-yard line. Well, the week isn't over after we go off the air tonight. Queen City and Vancouver, what should be a very, very competitive game, comes your way at 10 Eastern after us. The final of 5 games on the network today. We have a doubleheader tomorrow at 7 and 9:30 Eastern, and man, is it an amazing doubleheader. 5-1 Chicago hosts 4-2 Alaska, and then the game of the week, Tallahassee 4-2 against the 3-2 Atlanta Swarm. An old rivalry
Big
renewed
tackle.
there. As a nice play.
Gosh.
Great call there as Fuentes holds him down for just one.
Yeah, that was a big tackle. Normally it's been taking 2 guys to bring him down. The only other guy doing the single tackle out there was Levy, and Fuentes was able to, house him.
I got a little carried away with the promotions, but you're right. Sioux Falls has only really needed one man to tackle T-Roy Gaines all night long, and that's a huge advantage when you only need one tackler. A lot of teams just don't invest a lot in tackling, as Gaines has some blockers this time. Down the sideline midfield. Oh, Gaines took another shot from A.J. Levy. If this was boxing, Levy would have plenty of points at this point.
Or if it was wrestling, I'd wait for somebody to grab a chair. That downfield blocking right there on the sideline was incredible. I didn't get the numbers
Great
of who
job.
did that. It looks like the two, the guard and the tackle, were out there and made a great hole for Gaines to go through.
Boom, boom.
Got maybe a little face mask there.
Yeah, that's
but
what
hey.
you call hat on a hat, and it actually did look like Ringgold almost kind of grazed Gaines as Gaines was going past. Gaines with his best Matrix impression there, ducking his head away from the outstretched hand. 1st and 10 at the Sioux Falls 44. 5:25 to go in the third quarter. Dazzo going to throw. Check down. Gaines needs a block.
No.
Gaines did not get one. Sioux Falls was all over that. Nobody opened down the field, and Jay Ringgold, who we mentioned earlier with 5 interceptions so far this season, is doing it in the tackling department tonight as well, now with 6 solo.
Definitely, yeah. They loaded up that side, expecting the screen pass to that side. I think now's a good time to maybe surprise them with a pass either down to Warfield or maybe to the tight end.
2nd and 12 at the 45. Dazzo going to throw. Dazzo looking that way. Tipped up in the air and intercepted by Alex Parker going back there. No, Nick Fargo checked that. Going back the other way to the Baltimore 45-yard line, and that is the first pick of the day for Sioux Falls.
Yeah, tip drill 101. Fargo was in the right place at the right time on that tip. I didn't see who hit the
Ringgold.
Ringgold, yeah, great job by Ringgold there, and Fargo capitalized on it, and that's what they need to do if they're going to beat this Baltimore team. Every shot they get to get the ball back, they're going to have to grab onto it and take advantage.
Lloyd Graham in the chat, frustrated with his play today, and he has been really quiet. Both tight ends have been well defended today. Lloyd Graham Jr., usually a reliable force for this Vulture offense, but the Baltimore offense still without an offensive touchdown here tonight, as Hart takes a carry for 1 yard, and we welcome you back in to the studios here in headquarters. I'm Cameron Irvine. He's Charles Doherty. With 4.5 to go in the third.
You're not going to ask me to do the robot. Were you just kidding?
Oh, man, I forgot. Well, now you got to do it now, so go on. Go ahead. No, 2nd and 9. That's pure pressure. I don't do that around here. 2nd and 9 at the 45-yard line. 4 receivers. And Sioux Falls is back on offense, so who knows? He can do it again. Deep ball down the field. It's dropped.
He dropped it.
Giovanni Bolt knocked it out of Ray Lynn's hands.
Wow.
And he won't be doing the robot on that play, 3rd and 9.
Yeah, that was he was wide open. He had 3 steps on the defender. Ball hit him right in the numbers, and then it looked. Did the defender knock it out?
Yeah,
Great
knocked
defense.
it out right at the end. Really nice job.
I was
by
thinking
Bolt.
about how to do the robot, so I was a little distracted on that one.
Bolt has. Oh, he did it! He did it! TV history. Not this decade has anybody on television done the robot. 3rd and 9 to the 45.
Wow.
Pass caught at the 30 and dragging the defender to the 27. That's Garrett Jr. for the first down.
There
Sioux
you go.
Falls.
That's the secret weapon out there. You got to get it to Garrett. They're not expecting it. They're trying to lock down Warren and Porter. That leaves Garrett open, I think, in the seam.
Bump coverage by Takes, but didn't get enough of Garrett. And talking about that defensive line, usually Baltimore's defensive front, despite a lack of talent compared to some other teams up front, they usually do a pretty nice job of creating pressure. But Tyree getting that ball out of his hands quick, they really have not supplied too much, especially here in the 3rd quarter. Tyree going along again. The pass is intercepted at the 2-yard line by McFly. Past the 10 and hit hard at the 13-yard line. Double coverage. Tyree makes a mistake, and Baltimore keeps themselves in it.
Yep, that's what we expect from McFly. That's his. Looks like that's his 5th interception of the year. He was tied for 2nd. They may move him up to number 1 in the league as far as interceptions go.
Kaz McFly helps the Baltimore offense out big time. They keep Sioux Falls off the scoreboard, and it's a 5-point game still. We're back in a moment. $18 carries, 53 yards for T. Roy Gaines. Cameron Irvine, Charles Doherty here with you from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the Simulation Football League Week 7 action. Gaines again, only 2 yards. And look who's there, Nick Fargo and Alex Parker.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, Baltimore defense, they came awake at the time they needed to. They had to stop Sioux Falls on that drive. Now let's see what Baltimore does. I think they need to keep giving it to Gaines, and I've said that all game. I think he could start wearing down the defense.
Ashley Jackson noticed on the cam that I had shaved. Leave it to the only woman or one of the few women in the chat room to notice something about my hair. Thanks nobody for commenting. I'm telling you.
I was distracted by the luxurious shine of your hair. Whatever your hair product you're using, just stick with it.
The shine of my hair. Boy. I don't remember what you said last week. I wish I could repeat the line though. I'm not as good as the quick lines as you are. I got to stick to play-by-play. Dazzo going long. Oh, it's picked off. Holder with a huge hit on number 34, Terrell Davis. But Dazzo gives it right back to Sioux Falls, and the defense of the Sparrows is just gobbling up plays.
Third interception of the year for Davis, the rookie, and I think that could be probably his best defensive play of the year. A big time. He needed to step up this time in the game to stop Baltimore, and he did it.
The Sparrows answering the call all night long, or at least most of the night. The Vultures continue to trail here in the second half in Sioux Falls. Handoff goes to Hart. Hart spun backwards. And a big hit. Willis with the initial contact, and Wall ends up making the play. Just 44 yards on the ground for Hart as it brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that wall's a big person out there. Yeah, you said earlier about the defensive line for Baltimore normally showing, and it looks like they're starting to come alive.
2nd and 10 at the 37-yard line. The handoff goes to Hart, and Hart is bottled up. Hey, Roland, you didn't make the tackle, son, but you made a great play as nowhere to go for Hart. Plug the hole. Takes comes in, cleans up.
Oh yeah, takes. He's a beast, and I'm surprised he's been quiet up to now. But he needs to really lead this team here in the 4th quarter and 3rd quarter.
If you're new on our Discord server, find Ashley Jackson's podcast. She does a great podcast each week in the league, sometimes twice a week. Did a great interview with him on Takes in SFL Storytime earlier this year. Ray Lynn stepping up, gets Sioux Falls near the red zone. He has just been dynamic tonight.
Yeah, look, they all three receivers went on a slant. Pick your poison right in the middle there. Great pass by Tyree. Unbelievable. They're looks like they're almost in the red zone.
3 receivers now for Tyree. 2 to the short side left, bottom of the screen. Still nothing out of Hendricks Thornberry most of the night. Nearly a sack there on Tyree. Just did get the handoff to Hart for a pickup of 4, and that was some dangerous play
very
up
dangerous,
front.
Very dangerous. But I like the playbook. I like them running it up the middle. May not be successful, but I think it's opening up those passes down in the middle.
Team Elite 66 Plankton has also joined the chat. 2 new accounts there. It's not Team 66 Plankton, all one account. Hart, 15, 10. Hart nearly broke a tackle. Thornberry finally pushed him out of bounds, but the game's actually going to go for about 10 as Colin Hart's got Sioux Falls knocking on the door. This could be a 2-score game here, Charles.
Hey, another smart play call. They had all the defenders in the middle. I think they fooled him again with the screen pass, and Hart had a lot of real estate.
All right, what would you do here, Charles? 1st and goal from the 5. What kind of offense are we looking for here?
I'd run it up the middle again, just to keep them honest. And you may not get in there, but I think it's going to open up the scoring play which could be on 2nd down.
They got the heavy set. Baltimore in a goal line defense here, trying to get a stand to keep it a 1-score game. Handoff, Hart running right. Look at the blocking. Colin Hart's got his 2nd rushing touchdown, and Sioux Falls has extended their lead to 11.
Exactly how I said it. No, they took it off the tackle, which was a great play there. Great blocking again by that offensive line. I mean, Hart needs to buy these guys some Rolex watches for the blocking they've been doing today.
This is one of the best performances I've seen out of Sioux Falls in quite some time, just in the way that they've been able to, on both sides of the ball, make big plays. They haven't always been efficient offensively tonight, but in the times they've been inefficient, at least they've been aggressive trying to go out and win the game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they haven't succeeded all times, but they haven't given up their playbook.
Extra point is good, 28-16. Who could have seen this coming? Sioux Falls up by 12 and visiting the Who You Got section of our Discord channel where we have a pick'em. It's kind of a bragging rights challenge every week. Last week, the community was 7-3, 30-20 overall in the season. And right now, they're getting this one dead wrong. 83-25, Baltimore was picked to win this game over the Sparrows. And Sioux Falls making a lot of people right now, or raising a lot of eyebrows. Bolt gets out to the 27-yard line, and Baltimore is going to have to bolt down the field here pretty soon. They're down by 12.
You got to keep that intensity, though. Sioux Falls has to keep that intensity because you're going up against Baltimore. They're the number 1 team in the league right now, and number 1 team for a reason.
Chad Battle seeing this on Roku earlier. Good to know that people are finding us through Roku as well. As the handoff goes to Gaines, picks up 5. Baltimore still trying to pound T-Roy Gaines. And he just has not been able to break anything.
No, he hasn't. They're doing a great job. They're gang tackling him, not allowing him to hit that 2nd level.
Chat, you know what to do. Put your 4s up. Sioux Falls is 1 quarter away from a massive upset here tonight. Baltimore 6-0 on the ropes. We're back to Liberty Park after this. The Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on 11 Sports, is brought to you by Nation's Best, helping high school, college, and professional athletes across the country help #secure the bag. By ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the SFL. By Sector 6, official merchandise partner of the Simulation Football League. And by Spygoat, the sound choice. Charles, the flatlands of Central America. We have enjoyed our time very much here in South Dakota. We've kind of gotten to tour all around the league. We have every team, almost every team, at least once on our calls, because we love going around to all these teams and seeing all the different atmospheres in the SFL.
We love the frequent flyer miles.
We do love the frequent flyer miles. 2nd and 5 at the 32, handoff, Gaines. Oh, Gaines is speared
tackle
by Nick Fargo. 2.9 yards a carry for T-Roy. Do you happen to have what his season average was? Coming into
Gaines?
Yeah, coming into the day.
He's 5.3.
Wow. So almost cut in half tonight.
Yeah, they're really doing a number on Gaines.
3rd and 5 at the 33. Still hardly anything from Lloyd Graham tonight. They need him badly. And Warfield's also disappeared. They're going to run it to Gaines on 3rd and 5. And again, he's whacked down, this time by Jay Ringgold. Baltimore's got a punt in this game. He's getting away from Baltimore.
Yeah, the defense did exactly what they needed to do. They had to get the ball back to the offense and start burning some time off the clock.
Not much time burned there, and the Vultures, for the first time all season, actually starting to sweat a little bit, I think. Now,
Definitely.
Vancouver had them on the ropes, but Baltimore had a chance. It was a one-score game late. We're not there yet, but if Sioux Falls could get a touchdown here, oh, man, they would be in trouble.
Yeah, everything was going well until you brought that game up. But other than that,
oh yeah, sorry, Chuck.
I've been saying that the Sioux Falls defense could get tired out there having to go up against Gaines, but I think we're seeing it on the other side. I think Baltimore's been on the field a lot.
And speaking of that, Charles, I'm the commissioner of the SFL, for those that don't know, so I'm not affiliated with any one single team or any sort of player. But Charles here is a player in the SFL, and it just goes to show you can not only do different things, but multiple things in the league. As Hart picks up 6, and Charles, you found the SFL just a little while ago, and now you're the leading analyst and also pretty good running back in Vancouver.
Wow, thanks. I mean, it's a great experience, and I did one season as an undrafted rookie. Found out what I wanted to play, and then went in the rookie draft. And for those of you who are thinking about doing the rookie draft, it's a great experience.
2nd and 4 at the 40. Toss out to Hart.
Nice.
First down.
Wow.
Thornberry again struggling. Moves the chains. 9-10 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he put his head down like a billy goat to get that first.
I still feel like Thornberry's due, though.
Yeah,
I would stay away from him because he has been having a rough night. He is so talented. He's called the Wild Thornberry is the nickname. Just keep an eye out. He's at the bottom of the screen guarding Warren. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Hart off to the left. Offside. Baltimore. Free play. Hart's going to get 7 or so, maybe 6.5. We'll see if they accept the penalty. But Sioux Falls draining a lot of clock here.
Yeah, to your point earlier, I think that it's pretty smart of them to keep giving the ball to Hart and maybe going, sound like a broken record, but maybe going to the folks that aren't being guarded by Thornberry and McFly.
Abraham called for the offsides. You can get on a team as soon as this upcoming Wednesday. That's just in a few days here. As you look at Porter's pretty stellar numbers, 90 yards on 5 catches, 7 targets. Teams have the ability to increase their rosters for the next 2 weeks at least, so you could be one of over 40 newcomers in the next couple of weeks. The pass is caught by Porter, who beat the defense. Scott Cole, touchdown.
Unbelievable.
Sioux Falls, they're pouring it on the unbeaten Vultures in the second half.
I don't know what's going on with that Baltimore secondary. This doesn't happen to them. I mean, maybe they were expecting something else as far as tendencies from Sioux Falls, but look at that well, I don't know if you'll see it on the replay, but that was another rock toss down to him. You see that sidearm? That was a great pass. Not sure why he did that particular motion on that play, but it worked.
He just went clear around Kaz McFly, and it is This Baltimore secondary, widely regarded as one of, if not the most talented secondaries in the league, and sometimes this is the beauty of simulation football, Charles. Sometimes you can just have a bad day, and that's all that it is. That's all that there is to it. Sometimes it's just not your night. It has not been this secondary's night. It has been Julian Tyree and this Sioux Falls Sparrows offense, which we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, that has been together their entire careers. They've stayed together. We're going to take a break. 8:10 to go. Baltimore in serious trouble, down 19. You're watching the SFL on 11 Sports. Well, not only was Baltimore heavily favored coming into tonight's game, they are also undefeated, and they're also losing by 19 to Sioux Falls right now, 35-16. Bolt on the return, and looking back, Sioux Falls has, listen to this, Hart's got 2 rushing touchdowns. Tyree has thrown a touchdown pass to Porter, Lynn, and Warren, and Baltimore does not have a single offensive touchdown right now.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I said they needed to be firing on all cylinders, and I think they added a couple more cylinders and fired on more. I mean, they're playing out of their minds today.
8:06 to go in the fourth. That's back-to-back games now. Sioux Falls has scored over 30. In fact, it's 3 weeks in a row, dating back to their shutout victory over St. Louis. Gaines only a 2-yard pickup. Baltimore, you gotta go.
Yeah,
I think the ship has sailed with the run game.
Yeah, I think the Gaines ship needs to drop anchor, and they need to start maybe airing it a little more. Not saying don't throw it to Gaines, but they're going to have to think of some other options as opposed to running it up the middle.
Sioux Falls, 31 points against Mexico City, 31 points against St. Louis, and now 35 here today as Gaines got nothing. What are they doing? This is really surprising here.
Yeah, that was a questionable call. I mean, and the other thing is, when they run up the middle like that, it takes a huge chunk of time off the clock.
All right, 3rd down and 8. Mike Dazzo's he's a Hall of Famer for a reason. He's got to pull something out of his hat right now. Doubles look, 2 receivers either side. 7 in the box for Sioux Falls. Dazzo 3-step drop, pump fakes, now goes down the middle.
Oh
drop,
my gosh.
Knocked up in the air,
Oh
and
my
it's picked
gosh.
off at the 37-yard line. Is that Ringgold? It
Holy
is a
mackerel.
touchdown for Sioux Falls.
Wow.
Jay Ringgold.
Talk about capitalizing on plays. That ball went up. I don't know if I've ever seen a tip go up that high before.
Wow.
I think it might have hit one of the lights in the rafters there, but my gosh, they grabbed it when they needed to. Oh, my God. Now they have complete control of this game, and the defense is just playing on another level. Unbelievable.
Get your umbrellas out, because when it rains, it pours. 41-16, and Jay Ringgold now has 6 interceptions, tying him with Thornberry for 2nd in the SFL. And the way that he tracked that football, Charles, that was popped up in the air was absolutely sensational. And man, you just do not see stuff like this. It has been a day of unexplained phenomenon in the SFL.
Yeah, they're playing out of their whatever they ate for breakfast and lunch. They need to continue. And if you're superstitious, do that the next game. I'm telling you, the rest of the league's got to watch out for Sioux Falls. This is a big win.
All of a sudden, it feels like, Charles, 2 minutes ago we were talking about Baltimore being on the ropes, had the ball back, what was going to happen, and now we're talking about the Sioux Falls win. Like what just happened? This is absolutely crazy. Sparrows have showed up in a big way, and I don't even know if the Vultures have even been able to process what's happened here. I'm simply stunned. I'm just stunned in the booth right now.
Yeah, I think Baltimore's stunned too. They're trying to come to grips here, and hopefully on this series we'll see Dazzo try to air it out a little bit more, because at this point I think they got to keep away from the running.
We're about to get the chat reaction here in a moment to that interception return. But that is definitely a top play of the year as Warfield gets the catch for the first down. That's what they should have done on the last drive, his fourth catch.
Yeah, I think they might also want to think about maybe going for a little hurry up here, too, at this point.
Gaines was going outside. Barnhart makes the tackle, and that's the first time I've seen Levy miss a tackle all night.
Yeah. If they get a mismatch on the field from the formation, I think they just need to keep pushing it with hurry up.
Here's your reaction in the chat to the interception that just happened moments ago. Oh, my. 1st and 10 at the 42. Dazzo flips it out to Gaines. Gaines, nice play, but didn't go out of bounds. 4-yard gain. Did get more than what he probably should have on that play.
Yeah, that was a good play there by Gaines, but a little more sense of urgency. Get up to the line and get the ball going.
Denver Nightwings in the chat saying that is insane. Drek 900, Dazzo 0007 just laughing it off. He can't believe it either. TMG 82 also in there. That's T-Roy Gaines, who's struggled to get going tonight. There's Fuentes again.
4 guys up there.
How many broken tackles has Gaines had? I mean,
not many.
Less than 3, right?
Not many. Very unlike Gaines. It's, again, hats off to the Sioux Falls defense.
And now you start wondering how far can this Sioux Falls team go? They have Oklahoma City and Las Vegas, 2 teams under 500 coming up next before that rematch with Mexico City. Things could get interesting for the Sparrows, who always seem to be in the thick of it down the stretch.
Yeah, they could be 5-3 before they know it.
3rd and 3. Wide open on the outside. That is number 45, Ty Jordan, with his first catch. And there's the quarterback comparison. Dazzo, an uncharacteristic 3 picks, no touchdowns. Tyree, 325.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic of Dazzo, but it shows you what the Sioux Falls defense was able to do.
And for Baltimore, you almost wonder, Charles, was this a trap game? Next week they play undefeated Seattle, maybe looking ahead a little bit, thinking they'd go on the road, take care of business, clean up, but the Seattle Tyrants loom large as now the only unbeaten team in the SFL.
Yeah, there's they play Seattle, then Oklahoma City, and then Alaska. There's a decent shot that they could lose 2 out of those 3 games.
Walters definitely.
And then we got a battle for who's going to take the top slot of the league.
Yeah.
So this is getting exciting, Cam.
Absolutely.
Well, it's always been exciting, but wow.
4:50 to go in the 4th, and one team that's licking their chops is Alaska.
Definitely.
Down there at 4-2.
Yeah. Don't poke the bear.
That's right. That's right. They're at 5-1 Chicago tomorrow. That's going to be one heck of a game. Ty Jordan makes the catch. And by the way, after the big game between Alaska and Chicago, Tallahassee and Atlanta in the Fan Night Game of the Week as well. As that pass over to Gaines. Thanks a lot, Dazzo, for throwing it to the graphic. haven't had that problem all season long. But, yeah, great night of action tomorrow night. St. Louis also at San Francisco, the Sharks, trying to get a big win at home to inch them closer to 500. And St. Louis trying to replicate what Carolina was able to do. They got their first win today.
Yep, it's only a matter of time.
Trips off the right side. Clock stops with 4:26 to go in the 4th quarter. And Dazzo's pass is caught, nearly intercepted.
Dangerous.
And Lloyd Graham, I think that's his first catch all night.
Yep. I'm surprised they shut him out.
3 receivers off the left. That's a backwards pass.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's slow to develop.
Guillotine.
A little behind him. Yep. Didn't do his running back any favors on that ball placement.
Bobby Carpenter takes his head off, and that pass goes to the knee of A.J. Levy. It's just been a rough second half for Baltimore. This game was 13 to 7 at the half? No, 16-14 at the half.
Yeah, 16-14.
This is 28-0 second half for Sioux Falls.
Yeah, they totally dominated the second half.
That
totally
is
dominated.
Incredible. And by the way, Baltimore, this could be their first offensive touchdown here tonight if they can figure out a way to muscle this one in the end zone. Some backups out there for the Sparrows. Dazzo sidearm throw, nearly intercepted.
Off.
Levy again, and it's 4th down.
I think they got, dumb. This could have been the dumbest thing I ever said, but I think they're going for it on this one.
Well, I mean, who knows? They might not. They might as, at this point, does it really matter?
They've got their number. Sioux Falls has definitely got their number.
And they're going to go for it. 42-16. This is definitely going to be shocking some people around the community today. And right now, we got to take a poll of what the most shocking result of the day has been, given all that's happened today. Dazzo into the end zone, touchdown.
Wow, okay.
Bishop Warfield, nice diving catch. It was really good coverage.
Yeah, it was
down the
surprising
field.
though. I looked like they were. If my eyes are, serve me correctly, it looks like they were in a nickel. Maybe they should have been. Maybe they should have been in a dime because it was a 3rd and long play. They could have had an extra defensive back there to help.
Man, Barnhart was on his back. He was all over that play. Nice adjustment of the ball by Warfield. And at least Baltimore is trying to make it interesting down the stretch. Sioux Falls probably kind of bummed they gave up an offensive touchdown.
So was the Atlanta game last year? Was it Atlanta Vegas had the biggest turnaround as far as?
It was Alaska and Vegas that was a 24-point.
Okay, I thought it was
overcame
Atlanta.
a 20. But that was another one
Yeah.
that was a big turnaround.
I think they had a little more time than this though.
42-23. Time not on the side of the Vultures. Onside kick coming after the break. 3:52 to go in the fourth. You're watching the SFL on 11 Sports. The owner of the London Knights in the chat, High Flying Dwarf, saying, whoa, what happened here? As he's just joining some action as that ball is recovered. And a late flag. I think a late hit.
Did it go far enough?
Oh, that's true. It might have been. No, they're going to get a late hit on Baltimore.
Wow.
They just can't. They
A
can't
late
get any
hit
breaks
on Baltimore.
on an onside kick.
What? That's curious.
I got to see that again.
Yeah. Wow.
We're going to get a
Well,
look.
hey, to that point, the refs have been pretty quiet today, have they
Ooh,
not?
he took out his legs. Watch this.
Oh, there you go. Well,
Oh.
that'll do it.
Yeah, that for one of the rare times me and R62 are going to agree.
Yep.
That was a really dirty play. We won't say the player's name. There's no need to. 3:51 to go in the fourth. Sioux Falls recovers the onside kick as Baltimore attempts to get back into the game. Sparrows, unless Baltimore has an insane comeback in them, are going to improve to 3-3 on the season. His Hart picks up 6, and I just can't help but wonder, Charles, how is this Sioux Falls team 3-3? They were so dynamic tonight in every phase.
Well, it's better to finish strong than start strong. So they're catching their stride at the right time of the season.
Sparrows lost to Denver 43-24. That'll do it. Denver's 5-1 right now in the league. They lost to Atlanta 43-28. That'll do it. And actually, my apologies, that Denver game was last year. They lost to Atlanta 43-28. They lost to Seattle 35-17, and they lost to Mexico City 34-31. The combined record of those three teams is 14-4.
Wow.
Charles.
Yeah,
so
that's a tough schedule.
that'll do it. That'll explain some things. Sioux Falls, after tonight, probably the best 3-3 team in the SFL.
Yeah, like I said, they have a shot at being 5-3, if not better. I mean, if they play like this every night, look out, SFL.
So 3rd down and 2 coming. Baltimore still holding on to all 3 of their timeouts, trying to force a field goal, and things could get long in the tooth here if Sioux Falls can't pick up a first down. But they can inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line, and standing there right in the middle of the field, wide open, was Garrett Jr.
Yeah.
How was nobody covering?
Yeah, nobody covered, and and Tyree had so much time in the backfield. I mean, he could have done his progressions 3 times over with the amount of time he had.
Hills Buckingham new in the Discord server, and if you're wondering how you can get involved in the Simulation Football League, or even if you can, we'll tell you about that in a little bit. 2-minute warning. Just a quick short break here. From couch to field is the hashtag for newcomers, along with Make an Impact. And the introduction channel on our Discord server lets us know how you found us. The welcome channel is there for to talk with league staff, team staff. These teams have owners, general managers, scouts, coaches, players, the whole 9 yards. And it's games like this that make you feel like everything is possible, including Freddie Fox. Touchdown, Sioux Falls.
Wow.
If you think everything isn't possible, or
Freddie Fox.
I'm tripping all over my words.
My
this
gosh.
is unbelievable.
Yeah, that right there is that's the snapshot of the game right there. Look at the blocking. I mean, they've done everything near perfect on both sides of the ball.
All right, so we have an ABC choice here, Charles. What is the most shocking result of the day? Reggie Streeter rushes for an SFL record, 425 yards, ties the SFL record for 6 touchdowns. London scores the most points in franchise history with 59, and New Orleans scores 44 and loses. That's option A. Option B is that Carolina gets their first victory of the season by the offense, driving all the way down the field and getting a touchdown with Harish Prasad, because they're a defensive-minded team. That's where they make that's where they cash their checks. They get their first win of the season over Houston, drops Houston to 2-5. Or is it Sioux Falls hanging 49 on the unbeaten Baltimore Vultures, who, by the way, Baltimore gives up the second lowest points per game in the league, averaging 18 points allowed coming into the day. ABC, take your pick, Charles.
And also, they're also second in pass touchdowns allowed as well. So they really well. Anyway, could you repeat that? No, I'm kidding. I would
Please,
go.
no.
I would go with Sioux Falls putting up 49. I mean, if you would have told me that Sioux Falls was going to win the game and what the score was, I might have said a field goal, maybe a touchdown. But
yeah,
this is just incredible. It's incredible.
And they've had 5 different players score touchdowns tonight.
Yep.
That's the even more insane part. Freddie Fox, Colin Hart, Riley Porter, A.J. Warren, and Ray Lynn. 5 different players, 6 if you count Tyree, in that mix. 3rd and 3 at the 34. Dazzo is trying to get moving as fast as they can. G.R. Malone makes the catch. Still have all 3 timeouts, but the ship has sailed.
Definitely. Ship has sailed.
So Dazzo's pass incomplete, looking for Graham. And we mentioned it earlier, Baltimore has Seattle and Alaska, 2 of their next 3 games. It's a tough stretch for the Vultures.
Yeah, definitely a tough stretch. I think they'll shake it off. They'll go back and look at the tape. I mean, you've got great leadership at Baltimore, and I don't think they make the same mistake twice.
2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line. 4 receivers, 3 to the left of Dazzo as the Vultures play out the stretch. Deep ball sideline, caught. Warfield to the 38.
Yeah, it looked like he ripped the ball out of the hands.
And again, backups are in for Sioux Falls, so really Dazzo and the Vultures offense padding some numbers here, but this is a great snag. Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, don't forget, coming up, Vancouver hosts Queen City. Vancouver trying to shake off a gut-wrenching 23-21 loss to Alaska last week. Queen City's in town. Those 2 teams split a 2-game season series last year. Oh, it's going to be fun as the Corsairs and Legion square off next
almost
year
another one
on 11 Sports. And you're right, almost another pick. Warfield, 9th target. Sioux Falls, that could have been their 4th.
Yeah, good defense. I mean, I got to look down the roster here to see who made the play, but the second team is definitely holding in there.
TJ in the chat saying, "Wait, Sioux Falls running up the score. I take back the good game," with an LOL on top of that. TJ's one of the classiest owners in the SFL. Always a good sport about things. Keeps everything in perspective. His dad was pass caught by Warfield.
Yeah, he did.
But he stepped out of bounds at the 14-yard line. TJ knows better than anybody else. It's all about the big picture, not each individual game. As the owner of the former Baltimore Crabs, now Baltimore Vultures, been around the SFL since season 3, around all pro football since it came out all those many years ago. Just a tremendous Tremendous guy running the Baltimore team.
It looks like we still have a little bit more excitement left. They're in scoring position here, and then we'll have another, maybe a wild onside kick.
Yeah, they're not letting it go. They don't want Mike Dash to take the mic from me. That's what's going on here. And that's, I totally understand, Baltimore. I totally understand that. Dazzo
There we go.
going to throw, and it's caught at the 5. No huddle here. Holder making that catch to the top of the screen. Graham is to the right of Dazzo. 50 seconds left. Dazzo fires
Wide
in the
open.
end zone. Touchdown. And Baltimore gets another on the board. Lloyd Graham Jr. can go home with another score under his belt, and Baltimore continues to answer.
Yep, let's see what happens on the onside kick here.
And please don't take out anybody else's legs. That hurt me on the last one. And I think that's just frustration boiling over. Baltimore not used to games like this. When the Vultures lose, it's not by much. They hardly ever get blown out.
They
So
don't. They definitely
very
don't.
uncharted territory.
Yeah, the defense on on Baltimore rarely gives up this many points. It's crazy.
It might actually be a franchise high.
Well, a lot of there were turnovers too, but wow.
49-30, 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter of action. Fourth of 5 games here on the network today, and all of them have had their own just beautiful moments of football. Denver beat Tulsa 27-10. That's a game that we haven't talked about too much today. Seattle topped Oklahoma City 35-17, but that game was 14-7 late in the third quarter. As the onside kick, it's recovered, and look who it is. It's Alex Parker. And the back line of the Hands team, what can these linebackers not do? Now, Baltimore's still protecting all 3 of their timeouts, so more drama could be coming.
Yeah, well, if Sioux Falls does what they need to do, we should be ending the game here pretty soon.
Backups are in. Willie Beeman, the backup quarterback for Sioux Falls. Freddie Fox already has a touchdown under his belt. Beeman's going to throw.
That's incredible.
He wants to end the game
No
now.
way.
He's going all the way,
No
and
way.
it is intercepted
Oh my gosh.
at the
What was that?
15-yard line.
What the heck was that? I think the coach is probably going to rip him a new one when he gets a. What were you thinking?
I think Beeman audibled.
he did. I thought I saw an audible. What is going on?
He went for it all. And Lynn nearly came down
Holy
with a
mackerel.
touchdown. McFly with his second interception. But,
Wow.
I mean, on the one hand, it's like, come on. Are you
Yep.
kidding me? But on the other, if you throw that and it's caught,
Shame
game's
on
over.
you. Yeah, well, and shame on you for letting it happen.
Yeah, exactly. But, wow, Willie Beeman, he was thinking a little bit too hard about that one. And now Baltimore's going to get another opportunity with all 3 timeouts still under their belt. And that pass is caught by Holder to the 30-yard line. And a timeout's called. And it's a shame for Baltimore because they're finally finding some holes against some reserves out there. But way too little too late.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a little bit of heckling on the sideline there for that last bomb.
I don't know what Beeman was thinking. That is so unusual to see. And sometimes, you know what? You just can't turn off the aggression. And Sioux Falls has been aggressive from the moment they got out there on the field, and that pass is nearly picked off.
Yeah, good defense.
Holder was the intended receiver.
Good defense. I think that was Killian Anderson blocked that. Not blocked it, deflected that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Osika was also in coverage, but that was definitely Anderson. Osika just getting some
Osika
extra.
was catching up.
Yeah, he's just getting some extra.
Maybe that's why they
camera
showed
time.
us.
Sometimes the
He was like,
camera
"Woo!"
crew. Sometimes the camera crew can be ruthless. They want to
Yeah.
show a guy that's going too slow.
Yeah, that was cold.
Yeah, that was ice cold. 7 receptions, 113 yards for Warfield, but most of that coming very late in this ball game.
Yeah.
Trips off the right side for Dazzo. Vultures not letting 6-0 go lightly as the pass caught for a 7-yard gain and another
Did we have
timeout.
any sacks? I don't think we had a sack this game, have we?
I don't think so. Black? Summers? Maybe? Maybe one for Sioux Falls, but you're right. It's both quarterbacks have kept a clean pocket. Offensive lines have done well. Although for Baltimore, it was after Gaines got past the offensive line that was the big problem tonight. 3rd and 3. Dazzo again, middle to Holder. We got one timeout left though, so they're running out of time officially now.
I think they've got a good matchup on there. Match on the field.
10 seconds left. And they're going to have to burn one there. Holder with another catch to the 42. So this game is going to end. And we're going to look at the final stats, and we're going to go, that wasn't so bad. But this is one of those games where the box score definitely did not and will not tell the story.
Yeah, the game was pretty much over early to mid fourth quarter.
Which was nuts because it was a one-possession game late in the third quarter.
Yep.
It just spiraled so fast, and it is so unusual to see a team unravel that quickly in this league. That was insane. Hail Mary time.
I was waiting for Sioux Falls, to have a hiccup, and they really never did.
And there's your sack right there. That caps off a wonderful night for the Sioux Falls Sparrows. Down goes the unbeaten. Baltimore loses 49-30 on the road, but it was 49-16 way back earlier in this quarter as Sioux Falls scores 35 straight points at one point in the second half. And forget about the total stats. None of that matters. Sioux Falls, I thought the difference in the game, Charles, was that their strategy against Gaines and being able to tackle him with the first defender to T. Roy Gaines out there tonight, because it totally shut down the big playability of Baltimore.
I would give game balls to every player on the defense.
Yeah.
They played out of their minds today. They were all over the field. You never saw Gaines without 2 or 3 people bringing him down. And if there was only one person to tackle him, it was Levy, and that Hall of Famer doesn't let anyone get by him. So great scheme. They wrote up for this game. They had Baltimore's number the entire time, and they didn't let up.
The moment that McFly picked that pass off, it was 21-16 Sioux Falls, and then Terrell Davis made that play, and the game was never the same.
Yeah, that was the rookie's play of the season, I believe, so far.
Nick Fargo, 14 solo tackles tonight. Who knows how many he also had in assists. Sioux Falls is going to be scary. Next up, who they got? They got Oklahoma City in the military rivalry. Sioux Falls and Oklahoma City military men. That's always a fun one. They meet every year.
Yep. That's going to be a big game. Then they go to Vegas and then Mexico City.
Vegas is another one too, where the here's the but look at the ball traction there, or tracking there from Jay Ringgold. That was absolutely sensational. Dazzo laid a vicious hit on a defender for Sioux Falls at the end of that play. Missed that live. That was crazy as he let out some frustration. But all in all, the Vultures have a tough slate coming up with Seattle and Alaska 2 of the next 3 weeks. I think they also have a bye sprinkled in there as well. The Vultures fall to 6-1, and the Seattle Tyrants can now say, going into Week 8, they are the lone unbeaten team. All right, you talked about game balls, Charles. About time. We got to figure out who's player of the game.
It's going to be Tyree, probably, just based on the numbers standpoint. But again, I would just give it to the defense, because they're stopping one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
Stop them cold.
I'd like to see Fargo get it. If you have to give it to one particular person, he was tremendous. Definitely not giving it to Beeman. What was that? As Willie Beeman.
That's funny that they have that as a highlight.
Yeah. Well, they got to show up for McFly's sake. He had a couple of picks. McFly, much better night than Thornberry, but both corners had their struggles for most of the night. Yeah, there's Tyree. There's your player of the game. 23 of 30, 342 yards, 3 touchdowns. Can't deny a 119 QBR. For Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League, and my, oh my, what a ball game. Sioux Falls 49, Baltimore 30. Vancouver, Queen City coming up next here on 11 Sports. Stay with us.